you guys? I'm Truzuo, and today we're looking at all the drama regarding Cinder situation going on right now in the Vtuber community. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this. So if you guys have been living under a rock or haven't been keeping up with the Vtuber community going on right now, Cinder just did a big oopsie, basically. Nanolith, who is an artist and designs a bunch of VTuber models for a bunch of VTubers in the community, put out a document on April 26th, 2025 at about 2 a.m. Before I even go further, don't send hate to anyone involved. There's already enough hate with everyone going on in the community, like with the people being involved. So go show support to those people that are involved. Don't go hate on the people who, should deserve it. There's already enough hate. But just go support people. Go give them a follow, like them, go check them out. With that being said, back to what I was saying, put out a document basically saying she's terminating her work with Cinder, which raised a bunch of eyebrows and kind of weird coming out of the blue. But basically, this whole document comes out basically showing screenshots and her experience working with Cinder and Red, which is Cinder's manager and assumed to be significant other without everyone knowing at the time if it was a significant other or not. Basically, a bunch of things about blacklisting, manipulating, and making her exclusive to Cinder, that being Nano working exclusively for Cinder, and basically dissing a bunch of her friends and her editors and a bunch of other people. And it was not looking good. So shortly after that document was posted, Cinder put out another tweet saying, effective immediately, this was 3 hours later, effective immediately, Redacted will no longer be managing or overseeing my VTuber activities. He will no longer represent me as a creator, my brand, or my intentions. I'm sorry, everyone. I will make a larger response when I'm able. Now, this wasn't communicated at the time because none of the documents were released, but basically, she fires or decides to remove Red from her managing from his managing duties from her channel, and a lot of the comments started coming out, and people started giving her experience with Cinder as well. From like, holy crap, what? And then everyone started dogpiling on and sharing their experience, and a lot of things started coming to light. Some of them will go over here. This is Tectone. Tectone, if you don't know him, he's involved with some VTubers as well. Does a bunch of stuff, streams. But basically, he TLDR'd this, so I'm not going to. A lot of people already covered this in more detail, but basically, to give you the TLDR, Nano's document, Redacted is Cinder's quote-unquote mouthpiece. Confirmed Cinder knew everything that Redacted said. Red and Cinder were attempting to monopolize an editor and artist against their desires, guilt-tripped and manipulated them into doing their work and no one else's. What Cinder's doing isn't fucked up. Anyone's competition, however, they're doing it to her friends, which is a whole different story. Yeah, like if you're going to do it to somebody, how can you do it to your friends? You've been like, I think they've been in there for like 2 years, some of them longer. Like, why would you do that? Redacted gaslighting Nanolith, the artist, and using revisionist history. So just that's the whole Nano's document summed up, basically manipulating, gaslighting them into basically making them exclusive to work with Cinder. And then Rain. Rain is someone who Cinder worked with before she became Cinder and was doing ASMR. So that document proved that Cinder was sexting Rain while in a relationship, which we assume Red. We still don't know at this time if it is Red at the time. But Cinder trauma dumped to Rain about how bad a relationship it was and how she's interested in him. Basically, just very scummy. And then Rain claims it wasn't a witch hunt, but it clearly was done with the proper timing to have the document gain attraction. I mean, just adding more fuel to the fire of what Cinder has done with Red. So basically, saying it's not a witch hunt, but you're doing it when everyone else is sharing all this, kind of weird. And then she also said that she ended up cheating on her boyfriend with Rain, sending messages and stuff like that, which is just very weird. And then Vamp, who posted on the original post when Cinder fired her manager, quote unquote, Vamp exposes Red for being Cinder's boyfriend. Not a really big deal. A bunch of people hide their significant others to farm what Tectone sends his parasocials to get gifted and super chat. That's kind of true. People want to hide the fact that they're in a relationship, which is totally reasonable. No one wants to share their private life. I mean, that's reasonable. However, Cinder throws away her boyfriend to try to alleviate some negative PR that is going to be a big yikes. Yeah. Which is very reasonable thing to do if you're trying to get rid of some bad things going on about you. Just get rid of the person that is mainly involved, which is kind of weird at the same time because it is your significant other, which is proven later on. So that's just a whole nother story of like, you can't just get rid of your manager when it's your boyfriend and you're literally in the same household as them. It's just weird. And Bao comes out with the document, dispels the claims that Cinder and Red were making, calling Bao a editor and music video thief, confirms how hurt she is by having her friend attempt to be overly competitive and ruin her image and her models and impacting her career negatively. Says that Cinder could make it to the top, and when she gets there, she'll be alone. True, if you're doing anything nowadays, if you are removing the competition, you will be alone. You will have nobody there. Bao dispels claims that she locked up Scarce, which is her editor. I don't know why that even matters. Like, editors need to make money. They need to work with people. If they want to work with someone specifically, let them do it. I don't know why you're trying to do that. That's a whole other story. Bao completely absolves herself from wrongdoing, which she proves in her document, which was good. And then Spite, a whole nother story comes out. Spite is someone who insinuates that Cinder is and was copying her, and not the other way around, because Cinder was saying that Spite was copying her, but Spite insinuates that Cinder was. She includes a bunch of screenshots and about what her outfit was and how identical it is, with dates, which was proven and to be accurate. Cinder mentioned it in her apology, but she included no screenshots. So kind of weird coincidence going on with Cinder and Spite. Again, more drama. This is Sakamore, Bao's editor, supports Bao's claims that are true. And then this is the major takeaways. To be honest, everything looked horrible for Cinder, which we'll get to in a second. That I will still be waiting for a response, which she will go over in a second. Is alleged as overly competitive with her friends in the VTubing space, willing to undermine and backstab her friends to get ahead, gaslight and manipulate editors and workers to get away, cheating on a significant other, model and rigor thief, and speculate she's going to throw away her boyfriend, which she did to alleviate some negative PR. Yeah, so basically, in her whole apology, just blamed her boyfriend or manager, which is just weird when you're living in the same household. But for now, I believe that's it. So that's basically the conclusion of all the documents before she put out her apology. And then this is Cinder's apology. She posted it, and it gained a lot of traction, and Tecton again summarized it. So basically, Redacted is confirmed to be her manager and significant other, claims that Redacted warped her POV to be much more shark-like and business-minded. I find it very hard to believe that he warped your POV when you are living and you're in the same household and there's their significant other. I feel like if you're going to tell anyone anything, and it's going to be your significant other or your partner, there's no way you're not talking to them or like sharing what you think about anything at any point in time. It's very weird. And then she gives an attempt at an apology and takes some accountability. And then what Tecton says is pure speculation. She's trying to throw Red under the bus and fiend for ignorance. Cinder claims that she was ignorant to the full extent of Red's manipulation. I find that very hard to believe. Again, you're in the same household, you're your partner, you have to approve everything your manager's doing in the first place. And her screenshots she didn't approve any screenshots of this. So this doesn't make any sense. Cinder claims that they were responsible for only canceling one VTuber works premeditated. And that was Silver Veil. She basically, whole story short, basically, she was trying to, when she was coming out with the model Cinder, she didn't want to make it sound like Silver at the time because she was having a new model come out, and she changed her name or whatever, and then changed her model. Long story short, and then tried to kept going, called a discount, server veil, all this other stuff. Another horror deal. That's another story. And then Tecton points out there's 0 DMs or screenshots included in the entire document. Like I said, this is not even proven by anything that she's saying because there's no screenshots compared to Nano's document. It says she had now even less of an idea of what Red was communicating, even though they were screenshots of her admitting that she did. Yeah, you can't say that when you literally have documents and screenshots saying that you did these things. That's kind of weird. Admit she was jealous and upset with Bao over the editor debacles. I don't know how you can be jealous of your friend. You literally just talk to them. That's just crazy. I don't know why you would just get jealous of your friend. Like, you're literally friends. Like, I don't know why you would do that. And claims it's just business. Screenshot was horribly misinterpreted, and that she meant that Nano was free to do whatever she wanted. Because Cinder in the original document said it was just business in one of the screenshots when she was trying to manipulate and gaslight them into becoming their exclusive artist, and said it was basically taken out of context and misinterpreted. That's just crazy. You and Red both know about everything. That's just crazy. I don't know how you can say it's just business. So Cinder claims that the name Cinder, like, again, I already said this, was taken because of Silver. It sounded like Silver at the time. Mitchie had a grudge towards Silver after the constant comparisons made by the community. Apologized to Silver about treating her harshly and trying to ruin her business or deals with Nano, and that Silver didn't deserve any of this. Claims the outfit similarities with Spite were merely a coincidence, and claims that she had all those ideas before Spite. And then again, no screenshots to prove this, just saying random dates. And then said Spite didn't deserve any of the hate. Amidst Cinder, she finally admits that she's a cheater and betraying her friends' trust with Rain. Claims these misactions were due to being young and having no friends. I can understand you being young, having no friends. You literally got all those people around you that you've been hanging out with for the last couple years saying you have no friends. Just crazy talk. Seems that Red was her boyfriend and was the one cheated on, and we still don't know if that was the case. Apologized to Peaches, who was another person that Cinder neglected and didn't talk to, and they got busy apparently, quote unquote. And then she wrote an apology to every single person that was affected by this. So that was Nano, Bao, Sack, Cotton, Lily, Silver, Spite, and Peaches, and Rain and her community. And then this is Tectone thoughts, which I kind of agree with, so we'll go over that. Was horrible attempt at an apology. I agree. No screenshots, no accountability taken, just basically blaming her boyfriend or manager, Red. Attempt at throwing her boyfriend under the bus for the shared issues they caused, which I also predicted before I made this and saw everything that came out. Is very obvious. If you're watching her streams, you can easily tell that they're together. Like, they both know everything that's happening. It's like, it's not, you're living under a rock if you don't think that. The whole deal makes me quite sad knowing how many people felt hurt by this, and I don't believe anyone is going to approve or enjoy reading this. Yep, a lot of people did not enjoy reading this. So basically, 20 minutes later, Bao came out and basically said that Cinder knew everything because they talked to Cinder and Red at WeebCon and showed her all the sketches and stuff that Nano made, and that Nano basically was working on a model for Bao, and then Cinder and Red made Nano cancel the model, and all the screenshots showing that basically saying that Nano told Bao that she had the schedule was too hectic and had health issues, and that was being told by Red and Cinder to tell Bao this, saying basically say you have issues, blah 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 blah, and Bao had receipts of all this and basically proved Cinder wrong. Now, she still hasn't come up with anything else, and her apology is now sitting at almost 21 million views on X, has 13,000 likes and 10,000 comments, and a lot of them are memes, which are hilarious to an extent, but just very sad. A lot of people and our friends commenting on this. So we have Aethel, Dark Souls, the death, basically, of her career could possibly be. Shoto saying disappointed. Tricky getting involved. One of her friends. I don't know how you say you have no friends. So, and then Cotton, who was involved, disappointed as well. Tectone again saying this whole thing was stinky. A lot of other people saying a bunch of things that they looked up to her, which a lot of people did. And one of the most liked comments is Lily, which if you could get Lily involved with anything, it is serious. So Lily was partially involved in this to an extent, not as much as other people, but she posted this, which she is the partial owner of GamerSubs, and then had Cinder also become a partial owner and actually dogged on her and basically said that she and our community deserve better. Like, and that she could not believe what she did. If you want to read it, it's there on her Twitter in her replies. But she basically, compared to the original post, she 8 times the likes. So Yeah, I just find this very hard to believe that she knew nothing that her partner or manager did. Like, you're living in the same household, you are going to tell your significant other things, um, whether you're just chatting or hanging out. It's like anything you're gonna talk shit on anybody, you're gonna tell your partner. And if you included screenshots or anything like that, it might have helped your case, but you didn't take any accountability for any of the actions that you're being accused of. You had multiple people this coming out of the woodworks, giving more evidence on why you are like this. And a lot of people knew about this and decided not to share because they cared about you, which is even crazier. They knew that you were together with Red, and then like Bao and I think Numi went live sharing their thoughts, and just very sad, which is, right to be. One of their friends that they have been together forever just betrayed them, backstabbed them, and only used them for it's just business. So yeah, it is crazy right now. And then this is just one of probably the major thing going on, but there's still a bunch of things going on with other stuff in the Vtuber community. But this is probably one of the worst apologies and attempt to throw your manager under the bus for a PR, even though it is your significant other. And you to say you know nothing about this is crazy. So again, go show love to everyone. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this. This is just a crazy ordeal, and she's probably gonna have to do something else. And I'm gonna assume it is going to be bad. It is probably going to be really bad. So until that happens or anything else happens, I might cover it maybe on my other channel. But yeah, go show the people love. Don't go hate on any people. They already probably have enough hate as it is. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. See you guys later.